Please put your camera on mute. This contest is being recorded live. So please, you don't want to be caught doing anything wrong. Just go with the flow of the spirit of the game. Learn a few facts along the way, test your bias, and that is all you need, okay? I'm really hoping that each and every one of you that are here, I see you at the semifinals and I see you at the finals. I'm really wishing you all the very best. And some days, the fact that you have come this far, I think is great in itself. You have to remember also that there is an element of luck. Some days are good, some days are not so good. But I am going to take this quiz at a pace, so none of you, because of any technical reasons, face any problems or issues. And if you have any problems, put it in the chat box, and that's about it. All right. So all the best to each and every one of you. It's again a very similar format of the quiz that we had yesterday. So you should all be very comfortable with it, and give it your best shot. That's all you have to do. All right. So right now I'm going to share my screen, and you should see your names appear on this. Those of you who have put in any nicknames like Curious Quizzer, I don't know whether you want your name on your certificate as Curious Quizzer or you want it actually to your name. So you will need to, at some point in time, give us your actual name. This is how the name is going to appear on your certificate. Keep that in mind, all right? And if you've resolved this, then that's absolutely fine. Like we said, camera on, microphone on mute. And finally, it is the auditor's decision that is the final word, okay? While we would love each and every one of you to make it through the finals, only 12 will go, and the final 12 will be decided by the audit committee. So I think we've covered everything. I think we have everyone. And if we are ready to go, I will just wait for maybe a go ahead from the team, and then I'll start with the quiz. All right, we're definitely going to be done by lunchtime, so don't worry. I hope all of you have a very lucky day today, and let me tell you, IFQ really loves all you quizzards, and we want all of you to win. So play to win. All right. Okay. Today is going to be one of those fairly, straightforward quizzes. So I'm going to really get started with the first question coming up. This is the quarterfinal round. This is the second round. We've had an earlier round today. So 12 of the participants who are going to be in the quiz have already been decided. Now we have to finalize the next 12. I hope all of you can hear me very clearly. And the first question is a true or false for double points. If Indians start consuming as the rich do, there will be nearly 50% rise in carbon emissions. Is this statement true or false? So 19 of you said true, and yes, it is a fact that if we adopt a lifestyle that is generally typical of the richer percentile of the population, our carbon emissions are going to go completely out of control. So the trick for India is going to be, how do we participate more in the economy? We all want to live a good life. We all want to live great lifestyles, and we deserve to do that. But when we do that, we have to be very conscious of the environment, because we all know that climate change is no longer something we can read about. We are facing it every single day of our lives. Okay, I'm not going to stick to the scoreboard because the scoreboard doesn't matter here. It's the auditors who matter. The richest 1% of the world's population contributed to twice the carbon pollution of approximately 3.1 billion poor people. So the richest 1% of the world has contributed to carbon pollution of the entire poor people. And the answer, the 20 of you answered, is correct, and it is true. So the entire humanity of poor people really have been just completely kept to the side, and 1% of the world's richest population have let out the carbon emissions that really would have been caused by them. So that really is the inequality between the rich and the poor. These are things that are extremely important that we need to keep in mind. I'm going to request, please, all of you, you will get a couple warnings. Those of you who are keeping your camera off, you will get a couple warnings, and then after that, the audit committee will disqualify you. So please don't let that happen. It would make us really, really sad. All right. The next question coming up, another is, health insurance coverage in rural areas is more than in urban areas. So we are saying some form of health insurance coverage, could be LIC, could be any form of health coverage, is actually more in villages than in cities. Is this statement true or false? Okay, so one of the unique contradictions of India, on a lot of parameters, actually urban India doesn't do as well as rural India, and health coverage is one of them. So maybe because of the government health schemes, or could be because of maybe, it could be a local health scheme that you also take along with the government health scheme. In other words, the health coverage in villages, as we can see, is about 41.4%. And actually in cities, it's about 38.1%. So chances are, if you're in a village, you probably have access to health coverage more easily than you would in a city. These are some of those incredibly different contradictions that you will come across as we go along with the next questions. Another true or false. The national average of out-of-pocket expenditure per delivery in a public health facility increased by 8.8%. So we are saying a woman who has a baby in a public hospital, the amount of money she has spent for that delivery has increased by 8.8%. 12 of you picked on something, and you are right. In fact, the expenditure, and you must understand, Indians are one of those who spend a lot of money for out of pocket, as in not part of an insurance or it's covered by anything. This is money that comes out of the household budget on health, whether it's a doctor buying medicines, etc. When it comes to delivery of babies, actually in public health facilities, there has been a decrease in the expenditure by 8.8%. So you probably, and next time, for example, if you have somebody who's working with you or not very well to do, or, is having a bit of a problem in, I'm going to have my baby, where do I go? Actually, you might want to direct them to a public health facility, because the cost has actually decreased by 8.8%. All right. Very quickly to the next question. Double points again for this one. This state is home to the largest number of goats. And your options are Rajasthan, Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, or West Bengal. Okay, so the answer is Rajasthan. Uttar Pradesh is home to the largest number of buffaloes, okay? And this number has come from the latest cattle census, which has been done for the first time using technology. So now we are actually using technology to count and do a census of India's animals. In particular, our cattle, our buffaloes, our goats, etc. And Rajasthan is home to the largest number of goats. I know typically if you're using your bias or a stereotype, you will go for Uttar Pradesh, but actually the answer is Rajasthan. Very quickly to the next question. Percentage of elementary schools in Bihar with playgrounds. Is it 42%, 22%, 62%, or 82%? I think now with the lockdown, we all appreciate the value of a playground. And we're asking you what percentage of elementary schools in Bihar have playgrounds. So it's 42% of schools in Bihar that have playgrounds. This number actually ought to be higher. And this is really very important for this age group of students because they also need to play. But here we have it. It is 42%, and definitely schools in Bihar need to do better. Okay, we'll get to the next question. Double points for this one. The state with the highest number of villages in critical tiger zones. So India, we all know, lives very, very closely with all its national parks. Animals and humans really don't have enough of space in our country. So the question is, the state, is it Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Rajasthan, or Maharashtra, which has the highest number of villages in tiger zones? So Karnataka it is. I'm going to take a moment to please request all those of you who are not turning your camera on, don't do this. You will simply be disqualified. Please, I'm requesting you again and again, whatever the issue is. I know we all don't sometimes want to show our faces, but just for this little time, you have been sent 2 to 3 warnings. And then after this, you will simply be disqualified. And we would really hate for that to happen. Okay. We normally at IFQ never insist on seeing your face, but only for the quarterfinals, the semifinals, and the finals. If we don't see your face, you can't go ahead. Okay. So please do not switch off your camera. You do that and you will be disqualified. All right. Okay. So here we go to the next one. And double points for this question. Textile waste is the X largest source of municipal solid waste in India? Is it first, second, third, or fourth? Fast fashion, to a great extent, has prompted us to throw clothes more frequently than we would have. And all of this lands up in the municipal solid waste. So 18 of you, actually the highest number said third, and you are right. This really has become a huge menace. Most of the cloth today that fast fashion in particular uses is polyester or other synthetics, which really are not very quickly degradable. And municipal solid waste in India now comprises 1/3 of textile waste. So the next time you're going to buy that outfit or the pair of jeans or the shirt, just think twice whether you genuinely need it or you can do without it. We're very quickly coming to the end. This is a puzzle round, and we want you to rank the states from high to low on the basis of the number of villages in these states. I think some of it is fairly obvious. It's Madhya Pradesh, West Bengal, Uttar Pradesh, and Odisha. You need to rank them from high to low, and then you click on the submit button. This question now, some of it, I think the first option is very straightforward and easy. The number of villages in these states, you need to stack them from the state with the highest number of villages to the lowest. All right, so some of you actually did get it right. I think Aman has taken us for a nice little walk, but I hope, Aman, you got the answer right. Well, it is actually Uttar Pradesh, which has the largest number of villages, West Bengal, Madhya Pradesh, and finally Odisha. Don't worry if you haven't got this answer right. Not many people got this right, and you have a last question coming up. So really, don't get stressed at all, okay? And just focus on answering the last question right, okay? Everyone, please smile. This is supposed to be a fun thing, so don't get so stressed about it, okay? Double points for this as well. Now, last year, 1.11 lakh Indians gave up their citizenship. They obviously went to other countries. We are asking you to rank the countries from high to low that acquired these Indian citizens. So they gave up their citizenship. They went to either Canada, Australia, United States of America, or the United Kingdom. You need to rank from high to low where these Indians went after giving up their passport and click on the submit button. All right, a number of you did actually get this right. Out of the 1.11 lakh Indians that gave up their citizenship, maximum of them went to the United States of America, then Australia, followed by Canada, and finally, the last or the least number went to the United Kingdom. Now, this is it. We've come to the end of the quarterfinals. And we will just in a few minutes display the names of the 12 of you that have made it to the semi-finals. Don't get stressed. We will just be with you in a minute. I will now stop sharing and I'll chat with you a bit, try and make things a little more fun. It's been, I think, fairly tense for some of you. Amanto, of course, refused to take any tension. He happily went on a walk, which was great. Even we got to see a bit of the outside. So good way to manage stress, Aman. But yes, it is a little, you want to say something, Aman? I'm going to stop sharing now. So, I'd love to know what happened. What were you doing? Where did you go? Tell us, where are you and where did you go for a walk? You're on mute.
Just to hang out, I mean to say.
Good. I think it's a good, sometimes when you're on things like this, like go outdoors, take a little walk, come back. Yeah, just feel kind of good, right? But I love your level of confidence. I mean, it's fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you.
And Asna, you've been extremely tense. I've been watching your face. You've been extremely tense. Please, parishani batao.
Hi everyone. Parishani, nahi, I'm not well. I have COVID. My two kids under 2 have COVID, so I'm really tired. And they are coming here to do something in the laptop. So I'm like, hatao uन लोगों को. That's why I was tensed.
Okay. No. As a mother of two, I understand.
And mother of 2 under 2.
And oh no. That is criminal at I don't know so many levels. Okay. So because I've gone through that phase, Asna, I had like a gap of 21 months between my two, and there was a time when I thought I'm not going to make it, like losing my insanity. But let me tell you one thing. Just remember one mantra in life: this too shall pass. And what will happen after they cross the age of 5, they will become best friends to each other.
I hope so.
They will. And you will see they will look after each other. And then after that, incrementally, incrementally, the amount of your involvement or how much hard work you have to put in parenting will keep getting lesser and lesser, because they will take care of each other and do,
Can't wait for that day.
I've gone through it. It will happen. You will remember my words that time.
Definitely.
So Rajiv, you have been really on kitne sare, practically all our quizzes. Okay. So you tell me, did this experience feel any different, or what was it like?
Amazing.
Superb. And where are you, Rajiv? Tell us. Right now.
Morena, Madhya Pradesh.
And how cold is it there?
4 degrees.
Wow. Okay. All right. That's a cold IFQ that you've had. And Achal, tell me, where are you right now? And are you bundled up? And how cold or hot is it wherever you are? Give us a quick temperature check. Sorry, Achal, I don't think we can hear you.
I have to ask.
It's network issue, I think.
Okay.
Network issue.
I have to ask something.
Sorry? Yes, tell me.
Yeah. So, like, how many finalists will be selected for the finals of the semi-final round?
Come again?
How many finalists will be selected from the semi-final round?
Okay. So the way it's been structured, and actually this is, I have to give full credit to Meenal. and Muskan for sort of developing this whole thing. But what happens now is we've had 2 rounds of the quarterfinal round. So we had the qualifiers yesterday. 60 of you made it. Now we'll have 12 people from each of the qualifying rounds. 24 of you will make it to the semifinals. And then we will have 8 of you who will then battle it out in the finals. So 8 semi-finalists will get into the finals. All
Cool.
right.
Thank you for the information.
I'm sorry.
Thank you for the information.
Okay. And we just sort of, I just want to take a few minutes because it seems like we have everyone here. So Nishant again is a very, very regular face. Thanks, Nishant, for participating in the IFQ Championship. And
Yes, thank you, ma'am. That's my pleasure.
And yes, anybody wants to ask anything, we're ready to display the names. So yeah, I think enough of the suspense. I'm going to leave it to the team now to display those 12 special names. And here we have it. It's Nishant, Aman, Gio, Christo, Curious Quizzer, Rajiv, Manasvi, Sushil Kumar, Saloni, Trish, Aswani, and Asna. I think your 2 lucky mascots below the age of 2 have probably been a lucky factor in you making it to the quarterfinals. Congratulations to each and every one of you. Those of you who've not made it on the list, please remember, this is really a decision of the audit committee. There would obviously have been a certain factors that would have determined your name on this list. The 12 of you, please remember, you need to log in at 4:45 for the semi-finals. You will be battling it out for 8 spots with 23